Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome. My name is Angela Shakti Sparks. I am here with my beautiful and amazing business partner, Amanda Korger, and we are Heart Magic Healing. Yes, I love it. And so this video is a cosmic guidance video where we share intuitive guidance around a specific topic. And so with that, I'm going to let Amanda share what is coming through for today.
Yes, thank you, Angela. Today we are here to talk about the power of neutrality and contentment and really what it means to walk kind of that middle path. We hear so much about gratitude and gratitude practices, and while there is importance in gratitude for sure, it also feels like there needs to be more discussion around that middle path. What does that middle path mean? Why is neutrality important? And the first thing that comes to me is it's been a really important lesson for me in learning to make decisions from a place of neutrality. On this channel, we share a lot about emotions and using them as a guide, and I fully believe and live that. And at the same time, while those emotions are here to show us things, we don't want them to take over, be in charge of our decisions. And so for me, it's been a really big lesson of letting those emotions through, riding that wave, and making the decision from a neutral place after I have ridden the wave. And I know from like a human design perspective, I have what's called an emotional authority. And so those are the people that are meant to sleep on it overnight and let me get back to you the next day or something like that. And how long your emotional wave might fluctuate from one decision to the next, but it's really about feeling both the highs and lows of a decision before fully making that decision, and making that decision from a neutral place. Whereas, like, I had a recent experience that I was getting really frustrated with a service provider, and it just felt like I was like, okay, this frustration feels like it's my needs aren't being met. How can I, solve this problem? And I forgot my waiting for neutrality and made a decision from the, okay, my needs aren't being met, and went to change my service. Well, the thing is, I had kind of shut off. I was also being showed the different ways and possibilities that support could come into my life. And so after the fact, after I had opened up to that and found another way of support, that same service provider was still able to actually meet my needs, and I needed to be open to support in another way. And it turns out that now I am coming back after riding that emotional wave, and staying with that service provider. And sometimes things like that can be very costly, whether it's financial or energetic, or the time and energy going into, okay, I'm doing this and I'm going through all of the process to potentially like cancel or whatever and shift. And honestly, I spent a lot of time and energy looking for another possibility to satisfy my needs, and that can be a way that it costs me too, rather than being more open. But really I was jumping to a decision while I was still in that frustration, and I didn't give myself enough space to feel all of the emotions before truly looking for that guidance and what did I need to do next. Angela, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I love this example because it makes me think back to, think of when you've bought things impulsively, right? When you talk about it costing money, not only if you were trying to switch, but I know in the past for me, I've gotten caught up in that, like all the promises of what something can deliver, and then I've dropped some big amounts of money in the past for things that then really weren't aligned. And so just taking that time to come to that neutral place. And this is why, it always bugged me too when salespeople try to push you to an answer. And I usually tell them, like, look, I'm not gonna now. I hold those boundaries. Like, I'm not buying this right now. I want to think about it. I need to process it. And if you're not okay with that, then I guess let's just forget the whole thing, because I'm not going to compromise that anymore and make those impulsive decisions, because I know that's like, I too am an emotional authority, so I also need that time to process and think and make sure I'm making decisions about things from that more neutral space. So I love that you brought that up. And then,
I yeah, I have to just pause for a moment as you're talking about the pushy salespeople. Oh my gosh, been there before, done that. Like there is a big place called Nebraska Furniture Mart here, and it used to be, this was before I kind of like knew more about my emotional authority and everything, and it would be that I would go in there and I was all about putting up my like F off vibe, because I got so tired of every single salesperson like coming up and it just felt pushy. It felt pushy to me and I was tired of it. And so I was always like, I'd walk in and I'd be like, all right, how can I like put up that vibe? But there is, and so now looking back, is that the best way to do it? No, I'm sure it was revealing many things to me that I wasn't open to yet at the time. But yes, that holding boundaries, probably showing me where to hold boundaries for sure.
yeah, no, I used to be the same way. I would just try to like avoid, I would avoid the salespeople. I'm like, don't come talk to me, because I don't want you to try to pressure me into buying something. And yeah, so and now it's like, okay, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot
definitely gotten
nicer
better about
ways
that.
to send out that message.
Yep, yep. And then, so coming back to this middle way, this middle path. So, you know, part of what this is, one of the things I love about this topic or this idea is, you know, um, just being more emotionally balanced. And actually, not even more only emotionally, mentally too, because this affects actually, they talk about when you walk the middle way, they talk about how it can really help with your mental. Because if you are, let's say, over indulging in an activity or overdoing an activity, or you're denying, right, these are putting you not only potentially in emotionally discordant states, but also mentally it's going to wear on you. And so when you can come to this middle way, this middle path that's not in the extremes, this is where we find that contentment, more of that peace. And just when I think about, we're in a crazy world right now. So there's a lot of things going on in the world around. There's a lot of chaos in the world. There's a lot of changes, and it's going to continue this way, right? We all know this for a while, as the old world, the old way of being is dying and falling away. Things are breaking apart, and then as we are working to build new things together. And so if we can stay out of these extremes, and also the separation, I would say here is something that's coming to mind, but staying out of the extremes, staying out of the separation, remembering the oneness, and coming to this middle way, this middle path together. That is where we're going to find that peace, regardless of what is going on around us.
Yeah, and what was coming through to me as you were talking there, Angela, is that middle path it feels like is really where we release attachments, right? And when we release the attachment, that's when the true gifts and surprises of life come through for us. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And also, what wants to come up here is when we also, if you're chasing, quote, chasing happiness, right? You feel like you want to be happy in life, you're unhappy, or maybe things aren't going the way you want in life. And so it's like it's not necessarily an extreme, but it's still like you're chasing after something and you're missing a very valuable place to be, which is just in contentment. Right? Contentment, finding if you are unhappy or unfulfilled in things in your life and you're trying to jump straight to joy and happiness, it's usually not possible to make that big jump. But if you can find your way to at least some contentment and peace where you're at, then that opens the pathway. That's almost like a stepping stone for allowing joy. And then you can allow joy without going to the extreme of it, right? But if you can come to this place of contentment and peace from there, just like we said that, it opens up to the possibilities. Well, coming to this place of contentment and peace, this middle way, can also open up that pathways for more of the positive, joyful things to come into your life.
So really, it would be that we are inviting in more of that acceptance.
Yes.
Yeah. Inviting in acceptance, and as we invite in acceptance of where we are now, that brings in that peace and contentment, and that is that stepping stone, that launching point for that next piece.
Yes, and can you see now too, can you see the beauty of this middle way? And I'm talking about like doing it as a practice, not like conceptually right now, but like as you work to practice this, pausing where you're at in the present moment is the first step to getting there, right? So you stop, you come to your breath, and then you expand your awareness. And I think, Amanda, what might be coming through it here is where we can maybe do a little mini activation for you guys today. But, pausing, coming to your breath, and then opening your awareness. And then just seeing the beauty of some of the things that are just here in your life right now. So I was doing this practice yesterday, and I just looked out the window and I was like, oh, look at those beautiful trees. And then I'm thankful I have this home that I live in that's got air conditioning. And so I was just taking time to appreciate the things I have in my life and some of the beauty in the world around me. And then it brings you to this beautiful, and contentment might seem kind of, when you first hear it, you're like, contentment, like boring, but it's actually a really beautiful space to be in. It feels really good when you can come to that place of contentment and peace.
Yes, absolutely. And I agree, Angela. Now would be the perfect time to do a mini activation. And so perhaps you're bringing to mind an area that you lack that peace and contentment. What's something that's really kind of agitating you right now? And let's see if we can just help shift that energy from whatever the energy it might be in to more of that. We're going to invite in more of that peace, contentment, perhaps acceptance, and releasing some of that attachment there.
All right, so just close your eyes and take this short journey with us. And so we'll use this as a practice that you can do any time of your day. So let's just start by closing your eyes and come to your breath, and just take a few breaths, allowing your body to expand, allowing your belly to expand as you breathe in. Maybe letting out a sigh. Next exhale. And taking another deep breath in, breathe in. Let it go. Let's do one more. Feel that breath expand into your body. Breathing in. And let it go. Now just settling into the present moment. Beginning to expand your awareness around you. Sensing the space that you are in. So notice the space that's above you, behind you, to each side. So just feel yourself in the place you are at. And then bring of not only the space you are in, but now feeling your body in that space. So you're feeling both your body and the space around you. And do this with an expanded consciousness, an expanded awareness. So you're opening, you're wondering what it feels like to feel your body and your body in the space and the space around you. Niaskure asi at pagina masuria na satatino ko. Diaskapataya na si kroyin. Kure niaskure si yara ko maraya. So hearing the sounds of the tuning fork, the sounds in my voice, and yet continuing to keep this expanded awareness around you. And then inviting now to your mind or to your body through your senses some appreciation and bringing to mind what some of the things are in your life currently, where you are right in this moment, regardless of what is going on in the world, regardless of what is going on in your life. What is some beauty? What do you appreciate about your life right now?
And if you're having difficulties finding the beauty, that's okay. Invite yourself to be with whatever emotion is here for you now. Be open to fully feeling this emotion, whatever it is. For as you feel it, you heal it. You're acknowledging, recognizing, and releasing it. So perhaps you are being fully present in this emotion, noticing where it shows up in your body.
And you can also allow these sounds, the sounds of the tuning forks, the sound of my voice. We are also doing energy work here to help you move some of this energy. So allow yourself to also feel supported in this process. Trusting that it can be easy, letting go of any resistance, and these sound vibrations, imagine them even being some energy that's vibrating through you and breaking up some of this resistance.
And what if just feeling this emotion brings you into a place of more peace and contentment and satisfaction.
And breathe, taking a deep breath in. Let it go. And drop into that stillness. Just like that pause that's at the end of each breath. And expand your awareness around you again. Can you feel the stillness? Can you feel peacefulness? Perhaps this is the only thing to appreciate in this moment is a moment of calm and stillness for the day. Perhaps allowing the edges of your mouth to rise slightly, almost into a gentle smile. And breathing in now, sending you love. So breathe in love and support that is being sent to you now. Breathe it in and exhale it out into your body. We are sending you love and peace and contentment. Breathe it in. Exhale it to your body. Breathing in love. Breathing in support. Breathing in peace and calm. Exhaling it out to the energy field around your body, out into your auric field. Filled and surrounded with peace, stillness, love, contentment. And just feel now.
Thank you for enjoying this moment of stillness, peace, and contentment with us today. If you have found this video helpful, we'd love for you to like or maybe even share it with someone else that could find this video helpful. And if you feel called to it, we are open to heart-centered donations. Our Venmo link is in the description below and on our channel page. We're grateful to you and appreciate your support and assistance. Sending you lots of love for this beautiful day.